My wife is a Disney adult, and we've been to Disney World for 9 times now. She has booked another Disney trip, and I am honestly losing my mind. My wife Marina and I have been married for the past 13 years. We're both 39. After experiencing financial hardship throughout our 20s and early 30s, Marina and I are now fortunate enough to have the means to travel once or twice a year. The only problem is that Marina literally only wants to go to Disney World. We have been to Disney 9 times now, and every vacation we have ever taken together was to go there, including our honeymoon. So we eat Mickey Mouse ice cream, we wear mouse ears, we stay in the official hotels, we see the characters, we ride the rides, we take pictures in front of Cinderella's castle, and we repeat this every trip. I'm honestly beyond sick of Disney, and I never really liked going in the first place. Marina knows this, but she has no concept of travel beyond Disney. We're currently planning a trip for April, and Marina, as usual, said that we could just go to Disney. I explained that it sounds fun, but hey, why don't we go somewhere like Hawaii? This time Marina was confused. She asked why we would go to Hawaii. I responded that we could enjoy the spas and go to the beach. Marina mumbled a half-hearted answer and walked away. A few days later, she approached me saying that she made hotel reservations for Hawaii. At first, I was excited because although she did so without consulting me, it seemed like she was really listening. But then, when she showed me the hotel she booked, I found out she had made reservations for Aulani, the Disney resort in Hawaii. Frustrated, I told her that I'm honestly tired of Disney and that I just want to have a different experience this time. She told me that she was compromising with me and that I should be appreciative of the time she spent. I asked her if she would consider anything other than Disney for our trip, and she said no. At this point, I said that I wasn't going. Now she's furious. She canceled the reservation she made, and now she's looking for a friend to go to Disney World with again without me. Was I the jerk here for not trying to accommodate her request? 1 week later, here's the update. I screwed up. I know most people didn't consider me a jerk, but Marina showed great openness to my idea. She took the initiative to book the hotel because she wanted me to be happy. When I said, nope, no Disney, she felt like I hadn't made any effort to consider her feelings. And she was completely right. I hadn't. In a twisted way, it was my form of revenge for her dragging me to Disney World all those times. In the last post, some people commented that Aulani doesn't even really feel like a Disney resort. That's something I should have researched myself before throwing down the gauntlet with Marina. When I looked into it, it seemed like a typical Hawaiian resort. In my defense, going to Disney World 9 times has made me kind of sensitive, and I'm pretty sure I'd only see mouse ears on a Rorschach test at this point. But I really shouldn't have jumped to conclusions. A day after I made the post, I approached Marina and apologized. I was wrong. Yes, she might be a Disney adult, but aside from always wanting to go to their theme parks, she's never been obnoxious about it. I said I was sorry and asked if I could rebook the hotel, and Marina responded that she'd love to go to Aulani with me. When I told her it wasn't even that Disney, Marina said, of course I knew that I wanted to go because my sister said it was beautiful. I'm a moron. Marina and I have replanned our vacation, and now we're super excited to go. I came to this realization because a lot of people pointed out things I should have figured out myself. Hi again, everyone. This situation all started because my wife, Marina, and I argued about going to Disney World again for vacation. I didn't want to go because we had already been 9 times, and when I suggested Hawaii, Marina made reservations at Aulani, a Disney-owned resort. I immediately rejected the idea, mistakenly thinking it was just another Disney vacation. Eventually, I realized I was wrong, and that Aulani was actually a great compromise. Unfortunately, we won't be going to Aulani for our upcoming vacation. A couple of days after Christmas, Marina had a minor car accident. She confused drive with reverse and accidentally backed into our garage door. When I heard the loud bang, I ran outside and found Marina sitting in the car holding her neck. I immediately drove her to the hospital where she got x-rays. She seemed okay, but the doctor said that based on her symptoms, headache, neck pain, and numbness in her fingers, she might have whiplash. Marina and I figured she'd feel better in a few days, but almost 2 weeks later, she's still complaining about back pain. Yesterday, she told me she wouldn't be able to go to Hawaii in a few months. I asked her what she wanted to do, and while apologizing profusely, she asked if we could postpone the trip. I told her she had absolutely nothing to apologize for. After that, she said she felt bad about not being able to go to Hawaii, but mentioned she might be able to handle going to Disney World. At first, I didn't understand, but she explained that Disney has very high accessibility and, in the worst case, ECV rentals. She doubts it will be necessary, but she assured me we could take it easy there. I know this isn't the ending people here were hoping for, and it's definitely not what I wanted for my next vacation, but Marina's health has to come first. We've made our reservations. It's not where I wanted to go, but Marina is super happy right now, and that's what matters most to me. I truly wanted to believe that this trip would be different, that this time Marina and I would find a balance, something that both of us could enjoy. After everything that happened with the accident, I thought the best thing to do was to give in. Her health was the priority, and if Disney offered accessibility, then so be it. We made the reservations, planned everything, and I moved forward with the idea. But deep down, something didn't sit right with me. Marina kept mentioning that she was still in pain, still uncomfortable. I was worried, of course. I stayed present, attentive, helping her with anything she needed. But something wasn't adding up. Days before the trip, I noticed Marina wasn't talking much about the pain anymore. She seemed more energetic, full of life, as if nothing had ever happened. When I asked how she was feeling, she gave vague answers. "Oh, I'm feeling a bit better today," or "It still hurts a little, but I'm taking care of myself." Nothing specific. Yet suddenly, she was walking around the house with ease, carrying heavy bags, going up and down the stairs without hesitation. That made me wonder if she was really as hurt as she claimed. We arrived at Disney, and it was as if the accident had never happened. Marina was glowing, smiling from ear to ear, running around so she wouldn't miss a single attraction. I watched all of this with a mix of confusion and frustration. Where was the pain? Where was the concern for her health? She barely stopped to rest. And the worst part? She didn't even mention the accessibility she had used as an excuse to convince me to come. No wheelchair, no electric scooter, nothing. It was like the accident had been erased from her memory. On the second day, I couldn't hold it in anymore and asked her directly, "Marina, what about the pain? Weren't you supposed to be taking it easy?" She laughed like I had told a joke. "Oh, honey, it's different here. The energy of this place makes me forget everything." That answer hit me like a punch in the stomach. Forget everything? How does back pain just disappear because we're surrounded by children's music and people in costumes? It didn't make sense. I stayed quiet, but inside something started boiling. Every step she took, every exaggerated laugh, every rush toward another souvenir store, it all started to feel more and more fake. She was acting like a spoiled child, as if nothing else mattered. And I started putting the pieces together. The sudden pain, the strange accident right after Christmas, her insistence on postponing Hawaii but suggesting Disney. It all started to make sense. What if Marina had exaggerated the accident just to force this trip? The thought made me sick. What if she used it as an excuse to avoid going somewhere that didn't involve Mickey and castles? I tried to push that thought away. I had known her for years, right? That couldn't be it. But the more I watched her, the more it made sense. By the fourth day, we argued. We were standing in yet another endless line when I said, "Are you really feeling okay? Because it sure doesn't look like you had an accident recently." She stopped, looked at me coldly, and said, "I told you I'm fine. Why are you so stuck on this? Can't you just enjoy yourself?" But I couldn't. That cold response was all the confirmation I needed. This wasn't about having fun. It was about being deceived, about how she manipulated the situation to drag me back here. And now, surrounded by adults wearing mouse ears and screaming kids, I realized I was completely alone on this trip. In the following days, Marina practically ignored me. She kept herself busy with shopping, shows, and rides. I just followed in silence. There was no point in arguing anymore. I had lost. But inside, something had shattered. It wasn't just about Disney anymore. It was about trust, about respect, about the fact that the woman I had been married to for 13 years was capable of manipulating something so serious just to get what she wanted. On the last day, while we were packing our bags, she casually said, "Everything was perfect, wasn't it? I think we've never had so much fun." I just looked at her and replied, "It went exactly the way you planned." She paused for a second, but then kept folding clothes like nothing happened. At that moment, I knew something had changed between us. And when we got back home, things would never be the same again. Ever since we got back from that Disney trip, something inside me broke. Marina was perfectly fine, without a trace of pain, as if the accident had never happened. No more complaints, no more backaches, no more fatigue. She went about her life with the same energy as always, as if the whole health scare had been nothing more than a fleeting inconvenience. But to me, it wasn't. From that moment on, our relationship was never the same. The trust that had already been shaken during the trip was completely gone. Our conversations became shorter, our affection more distant. Marina carried on like nothing had changed, but the way she looked at me, the way she spoke, made it clear there was now an invisible wall between us. And me? I simply couldn't trust her anymore. It wasn't easy. Questioning Marina about the accident or how she recovered so quickly felt pointless. I knew that if I tried, she would come up with some excuse or deflect the topic. And honestly, it was exhausting. Arguing, doubting, constantly picking apart every little thing, it drained me. So I stopped. I stayed quiet. I decided it was easier to live with the doubt than to waste my energy on endless fights. But the resentment stayed, and with it came distance. We spent months like this, coexisting like strangers under the same roof. Our conversations revolved around the basics: bills, chores, responsibilities. Marina would occasionally talk about new Disney releases, upcoming events, things she wanted to do next time we visited. I pretended to listen. I gave her half smiles, nodded along, but inside, I felt completely hollow. I wasn't part of that world anymore. As our next vacation period approached, I knew I had to do something different. I didn't want to fall into the same cycle. So I took the initiative. I pretended to have booked a vacation far in advance, somewhere completely new. A destination far away from anything Disney-related. Somewhere peaceful, full of nature, somewhere we could reconnect. When I told Marina, I was hoping for at least a hint of surprise, maybe some genuine interest. But that's not what I got. She stared at me for a moment. Then she let out a bitter laugh. Seriously? You booked a trip without telling me? And it's not even Disney? I swallowed hard. I tried to explain, to tell her I wanted something different for us, something meaningful. But Marina just rolled her eyes. I'm not going. That sounds boring. I've told you before, Disney is the only place where I truly feel happy. That crushed me. It wasn't just the refusal. It was the utter disregard. The way she spoke, like my effort meant nothing. She didn't even try to understand. The tension in the house grew heavier in the following days. Then, out of nowhere, Marina told me she wouldn't be able to travel during the vacation. She said she had to take care of a friend who was going through health problems. I just nodded. I didn't argue. The truth is, I didn't have the energy anymore. It felt like just another excuse, another way to avoid anything that didn't revolve around her perfect Disney bubble. That's when it hit me. I was dragging myself through this relationship, living on autopilot, waiting for something to change when deep down, I knew it never would. Marina was stuck in her own world, and I was there slowly disappearing. I decided I needed space. I didn't say anything right away, but I began pulling away. I stayed up later at night, left the house without saying where I was going, avoided long conversations. And honestly, Marina didn't even seem to notice. Or if she did, she didn't care. I reached a point where I had to be honest with myself. I wasn't happy anymore. There was no love left, only memories of what we used to be. I was carrying the weight of a relationship that was draining me, with no hope of getting better. Now, as I let this all out, I realized I should have set boundaries a long time ago. Maybe my mistake was always giving in, always trying to understand, always hoping for change that would never come. I believed marriage was a partnership, but what we had turned into a silent battle, a fight where only one of us was still trying. And I'm tired of being sidelined, manipulated, and pretending everything was okay. Tired of being invisible in my own home. Looking back now, I see that love shouldn't feel like a burden. It shouldn't be a game where one person always loses. And I lost. I lost time, energy, and most of all, myself. And deep down, Marina lost too. She lost someone who tried everything. But you can't fight for something alone. I just wanted to be happy, but not with someone who only thinks about themselves.